Hola estudiantes! Today we're going to look at the verb ponerse and using that verb with an adjective. So we do this to show a change in condition, and we're talking about our moods and our feelings. So I would typically translate this as something along the lines of it makes me. It makes me nervous. It makes me happy. It makes me sad. Or maybe I become. I become happy or I become sad. I become nervous, something like that. And if you will look in chapter 15 of Voces, go to your table of contents, make sure you are in chapter 15, and you can click on Sentimientos, and that will take you right here to some different feelings vocabulary. So we're talking about any of these. It makes me bored, it makes me surprised, it makes me ashamed, it makes me excited, it makes me nervous, etc. So that's what we're talking about here. So let's look at how to conjugate this verb ponerse. So ponerse is a reflexive verb. We know that because it ends in se. And it also has a spelling change. That means that the yo conjugation has something weird going on with it. So first off, let's take care of the reflexive part of this. So if it's reflexive, it ends in se, we need to use our reflexive pronouns. So mete, se, nos, os, and se. And then for the spelling change, this is just something that you have to memorize. You know, normally you take off the ER and you add an O. For poner, though, with it being a spelling change, we're going to add a G. So it will be pongo. The rest of your conjugations, you'll just do what you normally do. Take off the ER and then add your ER endings. So for tú, te pones. So me pongo would translate as something like I become or it makes me. Te pones would be you become or it makes you. For se pone, nos ponemos, os ponéis, and se ponen. So those are your conjugations of poner. Let's just really quickly look into a couple of example sentences and see if we can translate these. So first off, I become nervous when I have to talk in front of the class. So we need to find out where our ponerse phrase is. So it makes me or I become is what would go along with poner there. So I become, that's where the ponerse thing comes in. The second sentence, when Roberto studies all night, it makes him tired. So it makes him, that's the ponerse part of those sentences. So back to this first one, I become nervous when I have to talk in front of the class. So I become, we'll take care of that first. It is the yo conjugation, so it will be me pongo. And then nervous, again, if you'll go back to voces, we see on here nervous is nervioso or nerviosa. So don't forget about your adjective agreement. I am a girl, so I will use the feminine version of nerviosa. So I become nervous. This word when, that's a good useful word, cuando. I have to talk. So remember, I have is tener, and we're saying I have, so tengo. When we're saying I have to do something, the phrase is tener que. So tengo que, to talk, hablar, in front of, enfrente de, the class, la clase. Me pongo nerviosa cuando tengo que hablar enfrente de la clase. All right, the second one, when Roberto studies all night. So we're not at the ponerse part yet. That word when, remember that's cuando. Roberto. When Roberto studies, so to study is estudiar. So we're going to take off that AR. And Roberto would be he. The ending for he, that's él, it's an A. Estudia all night, toda la noche. And then here's the fun part. It makes him. So we're talking about him. He is él, and that's the conjugation. Se pone. And then tired. Again, if we go back to our vocabulary list, tired is on the left, right around the middle there, cansado. So the word for tired is cansado. He's a boy, so we will leave that ending as an O. Cuando Roberto estudia toda la noche, se pone cansado.